And the tale of Taylor Goldson starts here. Now first, the legend all started in high school. You see that big man in the back? Standing 7 feet tall. He was a monster, and I feel bad for anybody in high school, but they even attempt to bring this down. It would literally take at least 3 people to hit him before he loses his own balance. And when they really need a first down, even on 4th and 10, they'll give it off to Taylor Goldson. Now, Taylor Goldson wasn't fast, but he was pretty tall and pretty big for his size. You ever heard of the fight for every inch? Well, he would get plenty more than an inch on almost every run he got. And it took 3 guys once to bring him down. You could have broken maybe even that one for a touchdown if he had the chance. Now, he was a monster in high school. Some people would say he was the one to beat. And even for a big man, he could break long runs. Too bad in one of his games he couldn't finish this one off because of a little man getting pushed, and then, you know, the linebackers always have to catch up here and there. But at the end of the day, his team seemed to always come out in the victory column, no matter what. His team would be destroying them in the pass and run game. But you have to think, will he be this good in college? And did his team make it to the state national championship for high school? And did his team win? Well, let's just say, how about we go right ahead and find out. Now, it wasn't easy for him. You might think a man of his size, everything came easy to him, but that's a little different. Now, he is looked at as one of the best running backs at his high school, and maybe even in college. But before any of that, let's go find out. But first stop, the high school state championship. And in the state championship game, he did a pretty big run to give his team a pretty big boost, getting the very first touchdown and a long one to put it at that, to put his team up 7-0. Just to show you the comparison from an overhead view in one of the clips from high school. He was not the only all-star. As you can see, one of his teammates, a wide receiver, broke that one to make it 14-0. And another actually pretty big run by him in the high school state championship, almost getting pretty close in the end zone, if I must say. And of course the team would respect him, and he had to fight for his second touchdown of the game. As we get a better camera view, you can see that it was no pushover to get to that end zone. And in the state championship, actually using the running back as a tall wide receiver, but they didn't really look at it like that. He was there for the illusion of a tall wide receiver. And his team, as you can see and easily tell by their highlight, by their skills and plays, 42-7 was the final score of his high school state championship. And he was the school's all-time leading rusher in a season, in a high school career, and also the playoffs high school all-leading time rusher. So you have to think, this kid would get drafted or go to a school really well known, and he would be a dominant force there. He would also probably even be a starter. Is that what most people would think after seeing some great plays by this man and the size of the running back? You would think that his career would be filled with freshman year starter, coming in, making plays, not fumbling, not doing anything. That's not always the case, or is it? Well, first, now we have to show you a college that surprised everybody in Maryland. And here he was, the monster. No one really knew who he signed with or where he disappeared to after signing day until this game. His very first game of his college career was against number 3 in the nation, Stanford. And at this time, remind you, Stanford was A+ in everything, defense, offense, and overall. The team that Taylor Goldson signed to was a D- and an F in defense. As you look at one of the very first plays, and he did come here starting, was actually a screenplay. And that's what happened his very first play of his college career. Now this is where he surprised his coaches. 3 plays into the game, and he showed no anger for a man his size anyway. But you have to expect, they didn't even give him a handoff or a pass. So 3rd and 10, and he got a catch as getting hit. And mind you, not the QB, not the coach, but Goldson asked for the hurry up to happen. And it seemed to actually help out the team, getting a huge first down. And his very first handoff in his college career was, a simple little running route. But he almost picked up a first down and trucking over one of the most strongest middle linebackers on the team. Now, mind you, he called another hurry up, and this is a rivalry game, and no one thought that they had a chance to even. And he did get injured in that play. And it's St. Joseph, 3-27, and then a flag called on the offensive line. And Goldson's coach really had a good vibe for him. So they said, damn it, how about we just run it? And Goldson couldn't deliver. And so far, Goldson showed that he had a calm head. He didn't think too much of it. Didn't blame nobody for the misfortunes of the team. They all just tried to at least get a touchdown. And Goldson, once again, showing that he's taking charge. And Goldson did truck over somebody, but couldn't quite climb over in time. And he got lit up there. And he continues to call the hurry up, no matter what St. Joseph's coach said. And ended up getting pretty late. Although his team not really showing any strengths whatsoever, but he did show that he could catch. And he also showed strength and many other factors that would be important to the team's future. Now 17 seconds is left on the game clock, at least in the second quarter anyway. And Goldson, he really wanted to have a breakaway touchdown, and he felt like he could have had one there. So he's just waiting now. The team was really trying to at least make Goldson feel comfortable, and Goldson was looking pretty comfortable. But with 1 second left on the clock, and yet no timeouts ever being put down, he did end up getting sacked to end the second quarter. So no real highlights from the well-known running back, and people were wondering why he went to St. Joseph State Spartans when he could have gone to Ohio State. He could have gone to many better schools, even Kansas State. But looks like he chose a very different way. For the monster running back, really didn't see anything from him. From a huge blowout. That was his very first college game. And his play of the game was when he could not get taken down. He was determined to do something, but sadly couldn't get anywhere. So what holds the future for this man? Well, let's simulate 5 years into the future. Of course, the freshman wasn't the only one shaken up or disappointed in what happened in the very first game. In a rivalry game, nonetheless. Getting blown out that bad on national television has to do a number to their psyche. But like I said, let's, get 5 years into the future, where it was after his senior year, and they won the BCS National Championship with St. Joseph State. Now that video will be a completely different thing. Right now we're showing you the life and the slow walkthrough up the ranks for this young man. Alright, 5 years into the future, and you can see that he did make it big. And when we mean big, we mean humongous. Look at the size of this man. In the NFL, this is his rookie year. In week 1 preseason, going up against the Texans. And that was his very first run right there. And this is why the Cardinals made him their first round pick with the 13th pick in the draft. Surprisingly, for one of his runs in preseason, he somehow nearly escaped and almost fell on his own weight, but caught himself, but still got taken down. And that is his life achievements. Now, if you would like to see more, or actually see his career, then go right ahead and ask, and that will be received. They're going to St. Joseph State School. I mean San Joseph, not St. I'm sorry. And it's gonna be Brown, player of the game. And here is the never say never play. Pass to number 13, and the clock was ticking, and he was running, and he stiffed armed somebody to get up in that end zone. So I hope you enjoy, and see y'all next time.